You ever use Zoom? Oh, yeah.
Who's there?
It's Shane.
Hey, Shane, how are you?
Hey,
Good,
Shane.
how are you?
Shane on the ball.
You're on it.
There you go. You're with it. We use, Zoom all the time.
I am
for
here.
KPMG. Talk to people all over the world. Yeah.
Do I need to go out and check and see if anybody's out there?
We probably ought to have somebody.
I will. I'll go out there. I got the key.
Yeah, we're good. I'm right here, Bo.
I don't think anybody'll show, but.
I do.
We don't wanna turn it.
I guess it's being recorded, so.
Hello?
Hi,
Hello?
this is Jessica.
Hi, Jessica.
How are you guys?
We're good. And you?
Not too bad.
Are you still working or are you working from home?
I'm going on 2 weeks of working remotely at home.
Yep. Yep.
Going a little stir crazy.
I think we all are. I'm not, but my wife is.
I miss my daily commute. I never thought I'd say that, but I really do.
Oh, Jessica
Wow.
is gonna be here. Oh, he is? Yes, he just texted.
Yep.
Hey, this is Steve.
Hi, Steve.
Who's all at the town hall?
Right now is Willie, Rachel, Dawn, myself, and Bob, and I think, nobody can probably get. Did you say, Jeff's coming?
Yeah, Jeff Graham is.
Jeff
Jeff
Graham,
online?
I thought he was gonna be on.
I thought
Right.
so too. He just texted me and said he was here.
Jeff Graham is on his way, so, the agenda, did all of you, council members get copies of the ordinances? I did.
Yes. I
Yeah.
printed them out, yeah.
Okay. If you go by the agenda, we'll have the roll call and determination of the quorum. And, we're gonna go right straight to new business, take care of this, and get done. That's a whole lot of doing it like it is. Public comments, we got one guy that sent one in.
I saw that.
Jeff made it very clear under the executive order, and not that we have to enforce that part of it, but we don't want public comments in this special meeting necessarily. We'll answer what we got, and we'll move forward. So, Jeff's here, so, sitting here right now, going on 6 o'clock is Jeff, Don, Bob, Rachel, myself, and Willie. Willie just come from the front door. There's no one out front. So in about 30 seconds, we're gonna start the meeting and get it done.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
I do.
Pardon me?
I turned it on Facebook Live now, so.
Okay.
Is Shane on the line? I didn't think I heard Shane's voice.
I'm here, Jeff.
Okay. All right.
Okay, I'll go with it.
There you are, thanks. It's different.
It's different. We'll leave it at that, right?
That's right.
What is that?
Do you have another?
Okay, it's 6 o'clock.
made that homemade mask.
Okay, it's 6 o'clock. I'm gonna go ahead and start the meeting. It's March 26th. We are in the conference room of the town hall. And, present is Willie Bowles, Rachel, Jeff Graham, Dawn, Bob, and myself. The other members of the council have all called in. At this time, we'll take a roll call to determine our quorum.
Bob Jones,
I'm here.
Jessica Smith,
I'm here.
Steve Denny,
Yo, yo.
Okay, and who we got left? Shane Davis.
I'm here.
All right, guys,
And myself.
girls.
So we do have a quorum. I'm gonna go right to the new business. The first one is ordinance 20-08, which is the ordinance of the town of Pelton, Madison County, Indiana, amending and supplementing emergency order in response to the COVID-19. I've already asked the other members of the council. They have read it. Does anybody have any comments or anything about this that they want to talk about?
I just have one quick clarification for Jeff. On paragraph number 4, access to public facilities, since the park board is governed by their own board, can we, as a council, do what that paragraph's saying?
Yes, yep, under the emergency powers of the town, it does that over all town property, any of its boards.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments?
Well, I think this is well written as far as this, obviously.
Very well written.
Obviously, all this together is important, that communities, county, all the cities, state, nation, we work together to address this issue. This issue is probably gonna go on for some period of time, so it appears at this point. And it's important that we lay out ordinances that are relevant to the protection of our community as best we can. I think it's well written. Thank you.
Very well written. Any other comments or questions?
After April, this is Steve, by the way, after April 7th, if we're still under some type of restriction, then we just amend this original ordinance then?
Yes, sir, that's right. There could be an amendment or, an extension if the, this will be, obviously be altered if and when the emergency is lifted. And it also could be affected, just for the people out there listening and the council, if and when the federal emergency changes, that will also affect certain portions of this, particularly paragraph 9 on, emergency paid sick leave. That paragraph copies the Families First Coronavirus Relief Act, which sets some new rules on folks that are isolated or things like that. So both the federal and the state actions could affect this pretty radically. We would need to meet again to address that.
And Rachel,
Okay.
Rachel, this is online, correct?
Yeah, it's on the town's website, so anyone that's listening in can check the town's website and read it.
And it's a long ordinance, okay, but very well written and spells out a lot of questions that I've got presented to me. But, any other questions or comments?
Jeff, since you touched on paragraph 9, I do have a question. With the stuff the federal government passed, does that require employees to have any sort of medical or doctor's note for any of that to apply? Because I know our employee handbook requires, I think, doctors or physicians know after so many days of being out.
Well, under certain conditions on those, they do not need medical documentation. For instance, if you look at 3, if they're experiencing the symptoms under the federal law now, they're considered sick. And
Right.
yeah, I think behind the federal statute is we don't want anybody taking a chance for money, sticking around people, making healthy people sick. We'd rather pay them and tell them to go away than have to worry about the paycheck. So I think that's why
Right.
there isn't, number 2, if they've been advised by a healthcare provider that they have coronavirus concerns, I would assume there would be some documentation there, but it's not strictly necessary because if you look at the rest of these things, if a person's sick, we want them out of here.
That's right.
Right, and I just didn't want employees to rush to the med check or whatever where they're already overwhelmed if they weren't experiencing life-threatening symptoms. So just to get a doctor's note from us.
Absolutely, that's a good point.
Just for a matter of record, because we're taping this, effective Monday, correct? When we had everybody stay home. When I say that, I made a decision that all of our town employees would work from home. And you still got the water department, street department, and the cemetery. What else we got? Water Street. anyway,
Electrical.
Utilities,
Electrical.
utilities.
okay, way it's working, it's worked fine. If there's a call out, emergency, they go take care of it. They work, we're paying them during their regular work hours, and if they get called out by their supervisor, then they go take care of the emergency and they go back home. It's worked well this week, so we will continue that the same way we're doing right now. Okay, any other questions or comments on 820-08? If not, I'd like to have a motion to approve this in a second, please.
Make a
I'll make a
motion to
motion.
approve. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Jessica.
I'll make the motion we adopt ordinance 20-08. Was that the correct number?
Yes,
Yes.
Okay. That's my motion.
thank you.
I'll
I'll
second that.
second.
Out of first, sounds like Bob Jones seconded. So, roll call vote, please.
Steve Denny,
Yes.
Jessica Smith,
Yes.
Robert Jones,
Yes.
Shane Davis,
Yes.
Jet Bab,
Yes.
unanimous.
Okay, motion is carried 5-0. Okay, the next one is ordinance 20-09. This is ordinance establishing the coronavirus relief fund. This is another, I'm putting some pressure on Jeff here. A lot of work went into this last few days for him to get everything, because everything's changing so quickly. But what this is, it basically sets up a relief fund for the town so that we can apply to get money from the state/federal government. And you gotta have this in place for this to work. So without knowing what all the laws and so forth is gonna be from the federal government and the state government, this is just another upfront thing that we're doing to make sure we are in compliance with everything. Okay, as the other ordinance, I know the rest of the members have copies. Is there any questions or comments about 20-09 ordinance?
I think it's a proactive step. You know, there is a lot of federal funding that's coming down the pike, as we know. And I think we have some additional expenditures. I know, for example, the ambulance service is doing this as well, keeping track of any runs that are related to this particular issue. So we can track that, and I think it's good that the town tracks this, continue to track it, and recoup some of our costs as time goes forward.
And it's spelled out very directly in
Very
this
much so.
ordinance
Jeff.
from Jeff, that the clerk's office will take care of keeping track of timesheets, people we got that we're paying to stay home, and any other expenses. So, I think we're ahead of the curve, I really do. And, wanna thank Jeff, because really him and his people have kept me and Rachel and Willie informed. Because like I said, things change hourly on this. So, we'll keep going and doing what we're doing. Any other questions on 20-09?
I don't have a question, but I want to point out, I've had a couple questions from the public about, is this different than, this is not taking place or replacing anything at the South Madison Community Foundation. I mean, the foundation does its thing and they do it very well, and they may have something that they set up for a recovery effort for this that is not the same as what this ordinance is doing. This is basically for federal or state funding that the town will get to help recovery efforts, and that the foundation, they have their own role in this recovery effort as a group, as a whole, as a community, but, we are not trying to step on their toes by any means by setting up a fund.
I'm gonna let Jeff answer that.
No, that's exactly right. The thought behind this is there is gonna be money coming, there will be strings attached. One of them's gonna be, you're gonna need to have a separate fund. We don't wanna be in a position where, well, give us 48 hours and you can give us the money. Now, we we want this, you can give us the money right now, we're ready.
Okay,
So,
Ready to go.
that's ahead of the curve.
And any funds that are left over, we get to put into the general fund, so,
Yes, yes, and that's it,
yes.
which is a plus for us. Any other comments or questions from the council? Okay, I'd like to have a motion to, accept ordinance 20-09 in a second, please.
I'll make a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Go
Go ahead, Shane.
Go ahead, guys.
Go ahead,
I'll make
Steve.
the motion to,
All right, I'll
approve
make
the
a,
ordinance 20-09.
I'll second.
All righty, thank you.
Okay, it's hard to do this over the phone, okay?
We're gonna,
Very hard.
Shane has made the motion for this. Steve has seconded. So I have a first and a second on, ordinance 20-09. Roll call vote, please.
Steve Denny,
Yes.
Jessica Smith,
Yes.
Robert Jones,
yes,
Shane Davis,
Yes.
Chet Bab.
Yes. Okay, the motion is carried 5-0.
Before we do public,
I'll go do that.
you're not gonna do public?
No. We're here. Okay?
I just give a couple updates to council
Sure,
real quick.
sure.
Just from town staff, we are working with the South Madison Community Foundation, More Than Conquerors, and, Solutions for eBiz. We got a website up today that has information about local resources specific to South Madison County, of places to get food, for local businesses on how, what kind of resources are available for them, for recovery efforts. And it's been shared on the town's website and also on our Facebook page. The South Madison Community Foundation is kind of housing all of it. And so that's been a really good group working through this on, trying to get things for the public and for our local businesses. Another thing, we've kind of revived the town newsletter, so that's been going out. We've sent out 2, since all this has really started, and we're gonna try to do it on Mondays, but if there's things that have to go out prior to a Monday, that's more of an emergency, report or something, we'll send that out through the town email too. The website also has a section specific to COVID-19, so there's, information from us, the town, for people to go to see like the ordinances or the emergency declaration, information about how to pay your bill or things like that. So we're trying to get the information out there to the public, and if you guys have any suggestions on ways to make it better or information you'd like to see on there, just let us know and we'll make it happen.
good.
Okay, one more comment I'd like to make is on these ordinances, normally so that the public knows how this works, is when we pass an ordinance, at the end of the meeting, we sign the ordinance. Each individual does. On this, the way we're doing it by the virtual, telephone calls here, these ordinances are signed, approved by our clerk treasurer, Willie Bold, that's approved by our lawyer. So if anybody's got any questions, if you go online and look at that, that's the way it is. So, any questions, comments, or concerns?
Chet, this is Chief Farr. Just want
Yeah.
to make sure you knew. I was on the line. If you had any questions for us.
Pretty good, you sat there the whole meeting, at the end of the meeting, you tell me you're online. I could have been talking badly about you. Any comments, Chief?
Simply, in response to your ordinance today, we went ahead and closed the front door of the police department. We won't be allowing the free walk-ins like we have. But there's information on the door in order to get a hold of us. Officers are still on duty and available. Connie's in records, but we're not doing gun permits or motor checks or anything like that due to the fact the state's not doing anything on their end. So there's no reason for us to interact with the public with those. We ran a bunch of people off the playground equipment today, even though it was cordoned off. And we didn't want to, but I believe we're the first agency in Madison County to write the ticket under the governor's order today. We caught some individuals we believe were trying to steal some stuff, and they got stuck in the mud trying to do it. So they earned themselves a ticket.
Wow.
Yeah.
So crime's still going on. They don't care about the virus.
Okay, is Chief Moore online?
Yeah, you call, we'll show up.
I like that. If you, later this evening, if you will, give me a call, please.
Okay,
All right, no hurry.
okay.
Nothing urgent. Any other comments or questions? Okay, can I have a motion to end the meeting?
So moved.
I got a motion, can I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Jessica. Okay, motion is, can I have a vote then? I'm sorry, that we adjourn the meeting.
Okay, Steve Denny,
I vote yes to adjourn the meeting.
thank you. Can you open up the bar? Yeah. Jessica Smith,
Yes.
Robert Jones,
Yeah, yes.
Shane Davis,
Yes.
Chet Bab.
Yes. Meeting adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Have a good evening, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Yep, I mean it. What you've done on this stuff made it so much easier, and questions and.
We've been beating our heads against the wall.
I know you have, that's the reason why, I'll be honest with you. I hate calling you.
Well, don't.
Well, I know, you told me that over and over, but I don't need 15 people calling you and you're trying to help us.
Did he say checks in the mail?
What's that?
Checks in the mail?
Checks in the mail, there you go.
Checks in the mail and I still love you. That's right. Thanks, Jeff, appreciate it. I really do.
You too, buddy, be careful.
That went well.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Rachel, because she worked hard to get all this set up and,
Was it hard to get set up?
I was nervous.
Worked great.
Good.
yeah, it did. It
I
looked
mean-
good
It was hard,
and,
it's just-
I didn't know the chief was on there. I didn't know the chief was in there too.
see, now, the one that we used, I say we at KPMG, you could, once you go online, or first of all, you have to say who you are,
Uh-huh.
and then
Mm-hmm.
it comes on and says, Chet Bab. After that, everybody that comes online has to come online and say, Willie Bowles.
Yeah.
So you know who's there,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and somebody just can't call in.
Yeah, and
Cool.
see, I had invites for everyone, and you had a passcode that you had
Right,
to type in.
yes.
So it was by invite only.
Did you have any of the public ask questions or call in?
I had one email that got sent in, which is on the table over there, and it was basically like, they thought we should wait, like we should not charge the utilities right now or something.
Explain that
What
to
are you
Dave.
giggling for?
Free utilities for everybody.
Free.
Free utilities for you, for you.
Bring up the heat.
for you.
Bring there.
I had Julie Schnepp thought that she
Enough said.
Yep, she typed in while you guys were talking, and it was basically, she wanted, police and fire to get hazard pay during this time. So,
Been there,
at least
seen
you
that.
heard the comment, but
Yeah.
that was that's really the only thing I saw come
Her-
through.
Her son-in-law is a police officer,
This is all.
Greg Valentine's
Yeah.
boy,
Um,
in Carmel,
picking up
and
the
they're
heavy-
getting